So this was not my original video idea, but I just decided to film something anyway. So yeah, let's get into it.
Even though I don't see, I know that you are here. I only need you and no one else. I only need you and no one else. Only you and no one else. No one else. I only need you and no one else. Only you and no one else. No one else.
Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, today is going to be a bit different from I think the other videos I've done so far. Anyways, um, yeah, it's a bit more calm. I think I feel like the other videos I've done, I've been like very ecstatic, like my most maybe my most extroverted self in some sense. I've been like very bubbly and you know whatever. As you might be able to notice, we're in a different setting today. So I'm currently in Finland, in Kuopio, a city called Kuopio, Finland. I'm here on an exchange program called the Turing Scheme. So I came from my university in the UK to like basically carry out some research in the University of Eastern Finland, on the Kuopio campus, and it's been really nice. It's been so lovely. I've had such a wonderful experience in Finland. Um, but yeah, it's so green as well. Like there's so I'm sure you might. I hope it's not too obvious, but I feel like you might be able to tell from the background noise that there's a lot of wind. That's because I'm literally in the forest. Like, well, it's not. This isn't like a forest, but like almost everywhere is a forest here. Like, look at this. It's just trees around. I'm on like a playground ish type area, and I'm just using my phone stand, makeshift stand. But yeah, this is where I am. Very quaint, cute space. Really on the swing, which is amazing. But yeah, yeah. So that's just a background to explain like where I am currently. And yeah, it's been such a wonderful experience. I've really enjoyed my time in Finland so far. But I guess obviously I can't be. It would be disingenuous. Disingen- Disingenuous is such a big word, but I feel like it would be disingenuous of me to, you know, make it seem like, oh, it's always just sunshine and rainbows in Finland. And it genuinely is. It not all the time though. It has rained like last week or last 2 weeks. It was just constant rain and clouds. So it's not always been sunshine and rainbows. But like especially even now, like I had to move because of how much the sun was hitting me. It's like 30 degrees right now, but because there's so many trees here, I'm guessing there's like a lot of shade here. And just for context, this is like 6:29 p.m, so it's almost 7 p.m. You would think it would start getting dark. No, nor not in Finland. Doesn't get dark till like 1 a.m. in the morning, like 1 2 a.m. That's when it's that's just another story for another day. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I was talking about disingenuity. But yeah, it's still been really lovely. Like I've said multiple times, like I really genuinely have been enjoying my time here. um I don't know, for some reason today I was just feeling a bit not down per se. Like I wouldn't say I was feeling down. I was just feeling a bit lazy in some sense. Like I didn't want to. I've been feeling like that like a lot of mornings, especially now. I just wouldn't want to get out of bed. Like there's been no motivation to actually get myself out of bed to take a shower, to get dressed and whatnot. And today I woke up, so I slept around like 9 ish p.m., which I almost never do. If you know me, you know I'm like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. That's when I'm falling asleep. It's not good, but sadly, that's just the reality of my life. But yeah, that's usually the time I fall asleep. So you can imagine me that my body is used to falling asleep at like 2, 3 a.m. If I sleep anything earlier than 12 a.m., even at 12, like even that 12 a.m. is kind of pushing it. But if I sleep earlier than 12 a.m., what like there's a 70% chance, or 80 even percent chance, that I'm not going to sleep through the night. Like I will just wake up in the middle of the morning, which is kind of sad. But yeah, so I slept around like 9 ish p.m. I woke up around like 2 ish a.m. And then I was like, obviously couldn't go back to sleep, so I just did a few things around. I got something to eat, and then I slept again around like 8 a.m., I think, and then woke up around 11. All this to say, I woke up quite late, like 10, 11 ish, and I was just feeling very, oh, I was like, oh, like, you know, I think I felt good when I woke up at first. I was like, okay, I've woken up, there, that. And then, read my Bible, which was really refreshing, really great. And then I got on my phone, I think, which is where the problem started. Like, I got on Instagram, and I was just on Instagram for hours and hours and hours. Honestly, I feel like as I'm narrating this story, I might not be narrating it in the order it happened. So forgive me if it's a bit misordered. I'm just saying it as I'm thinking of it right now. So yeah, I was just scrolling on Instagram, and I feel like I have a love hate relationship with Instagram. Like, I love posting on Instagram. I love sharing stories on Instagram, which is, it's like one of my hobbies. Honestly, it's become such a big part of me. Like, just sharing stories on Instagram, and looking at people's stories as well, like seeing what well, not everybody's stories, but see what some people are up to and stuff like that. Like, it genuinely does make me happy and brings me joy a lot of the times. But even in that, I feel like, if not managed properly, like that whole Instagram as a whole, like, it can be a breeding ground for discontentment, dissatisfaction, which is basically the same thing. But yeah, like a lot of discontentment, a lot of angst, anxiety, a lot of like draininess, if that's the right word to use. But yeah, you just find yourself feeling really drained and tired and maybe anxious. It might not be the same for everyone, but I'm just talking from personal experience. Sometimes I find myself just feeling very anxious after spending a long time on Instagram. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that I've spent a long period of time on the app, and now I feel like I've wasted my time, or I've wasted my day, because I spent so much time on the app when I could have been doing X, Y, and Z. Sorry for the wind. I'm really hoping it doesn't affect the audio too much, because that would be so sad if I watch this back and the audio is like trash because of the wind. But anywho, yeah, I just tend to feel like a lot of anxiety and angst after a while. And yeah, which is why I try to like limit my usage a lot of times, even though I'm not the best at it. But like, I usually try to limit my usage of the app, and just like do as necessary. I feel like I feel better when I just post things and leave. Like, I don't like lingering on too long. I don't like, checking 10 people's stories, or looking at, like, once you, oh my gosh, once you press that search bar, not the one, not the one at the, what is this? Is it not the same one? I think it's the same, the one at the bottom. Yeah, yeah, I think there's only one search bar actually. But like, once you press that search bar and you see all the different videos, hey, it's done. The different reels, you're out. Like, you're actually just, you're just done. But yeah, I tend to do that a lot, so I'm just there for hours, like scrolling through so many reels and whatever. And and the thing is, also with Instagram, I feel like it's gotten a lot more, what's the word, it's, uh, techie is not the right word. I'm saying techie to mean something that's like kind of like the sensation I'm trying to imagine is like stepping on stones or stepping on like rocks or something. Like it's gotten a bit techy because oh sorry, I'm just really uncomfortable in this. Ah, oh my goodness, in this swing because it's obviously made for kids. But yeah, it's gotten a bit more techy because like with the things happening around the world, like we all know what's going on in Israel and Palestine and the whole war and everything. And it's really saddening. It's very disheartening. But I just feel like I feel like I see that content like every single day. And I'm not that's the thing. Like I'm trying to tread lightly with my words because I'm also trying to tread lightly with the way I think about this. I don't want to become desensitized to people suffering and towards I don't know what this English is. I don't want to become desensitized to people suffering and to the wars happening in the world. But at the same time, I feel like I can't bear the weight of the world on my shoulders. And that's just a fact. Like nobody can bear the weight of the world on their shoulders. Only Jesus can, and he already did. Period. But yeah, like only Jesus can. And like seeing those things on my reels on my page constantly, like it's to me it's the madness of it is that you will see a video of like some people like like asking you like for funds to help their family with settling and all those things. You will see that and you'll be like wow, like this thing is actually like really taking people's lives and people are really suffering from the impact of this war. And you scroll down and the next video is like a meme. The next video is POV me at a concert or something like that. Like that's just to me that's just the mental part of it all, like with social media in general. Like it trains your mind to I don't even know, it trains you to be so confused. Like you're still trying to process your emotions from what you just saw with like whatever terrible incident or whatever is happening. Like you're still trying to process your mind from that, and then you see this other video of a meme or some kind of joke or somebody just like living their best life. Like it's just the duality of man. Like some people are literally suffering on the other side of the world, and then there's someone else literally having the best year of their life. Like either they just graduated, or they just started a business, or they just started a family, or they've moved to a new country and they're like living their best life. Like that's just the thing for me in the world. Like this world is so uncertain, and it's it's wild. Like there's just such an opposite end of emotions and things that people are feeling at every point in time, which is very interesting. To be fair, this wasn't what I planned to talk about in this video still, but like processing it now, like I feel like that's helpful for me to process and think about because it's something that's also been on my mind. And another thing is like it's just I feel now that I've really had time to be by myself, which has been amazing. It's been really lovely, like just having some solitude. I love eating alone. I feel like I've mentioned this to a number of people, like a number of my friends, anyways, or people that I know in real life. Like I love eating in silence. I don't know. It's just something about it for me. Like eating specifically in the kitchen. Like I I don't know. It's a very weird thing. I don't really like eating in my room. I like eating in the kitchen when there's nobody there. Like absolutely nobody. Just me by myself in silence. A lot of times I would prefer to not even be with my phone. Sometimes I still use my phone while I'm eating, but like a lot of times I prefer to actually not be with my phone. Like no stimulation, nothing, no music, no anything, no sound, just me and my food. I feel like that's the best way for me to enjoy my food, or that's how best I enjoy my food, just in silence and solitude. That wasn't really related to what I was talking about before, but yeah, I just that's just one thing I've enjoyed, like being on this solo trip or whatever. But yeah, because of that, I've also had time to think, and I've had time to like, I guess, try and process some things, like process maybe emotions that I felt I had processed before, or I am still trying to come to terms with. A big thing for me has been like, I don't know if I should get into it. I don't feel like getting into it because it feels weird. But yeah, I feel like, especially in the past year, like I've been thinking a whole lot about friendship. And oh, I would really recommend, there's this podcast called With the Perrys, Perrys, With the Perrys. It's with Jackie Hill Perry and her husband Preston Perry. And it's just such an amazing podcast. I love those two so much. They are like, they are like they are Christian influencers, and Jackie preaches, she goes on tour, she teaches and all these things. And Preston, he's just written a book, how to tell the truth. So if you'd like to learn more about evangelism and things like that, I would recommend. Even though I haven't gotten the book, but I know it's going to be good because Preston. I probably should explain why there's a scar on my palm, but I think I'll leave that for later. But yeah, yeah, it's a really, really good podcast, anyways. And they recently did an episode on friendship and handling friendships and dealing with friendship trauma and things like that. I feel like this video is getting quite long, so I'm going to stop it at like 18 minutes, and then I'll do a second part. But yeah, um, they did an episode on friendship, and I just feel like it came at the, I feel, the right moment for me, because it's been something. Honestly, I wish it came earlier, because it's been something I've been thinking of over the past year and a half, well, more than a year actually, since I got to the UK in general. Honestly, I've been thinking a whole lot about friendships, and like how to manage friendships, how to make friends, how to maintain friends, how to learn to leave certain friendships, how to communicate your feelings in a friendship, and fun stuff like that. And it's been it's been really heartbreaking, let me not lie. It's been a very rough journey for me. I feel like I've been hurt many times, and I might have also hurt some people. But the thing is, I probably would even, I just genuinely wouldn't even know if I hurt someone, because I haven't been told that I've hurt someone yet. Anyways, okay, I'll stop it here and then I'll do the second part. But I hope this isn't mindless ranting. I really do hope that people are able to, gain something from this in any way. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video, which will be a couple seconds after I end this one. So yeah, stay tuned. Bye.